As announced at San Diego Comic-Con in July of this year, Ben 10 is getting a new comic run as part of the Dynamite Entertainment and WB partnership. While comics aren't new for the Ben 10 franchise, it has been a while since we've got new Ben 10 content, so the fans were pretty excited for this. No other information about this comic has been revealed. No info on its release date, contents, or even if it's part of the Prime or Reboot continuity. But that's what this video is for, so let's get right into it. Also, I'll be doing recap and prediction videos on the comics as they come out. So if you would like to see those, subscribe, please, and please actually subscribe. Please. Please! The main question on everyone's minds is the universe that the comic run is going to take place in. This one's pretty easy. My guess? Prime. The reboot wasn't received well by most in the Ben 10 community and doesn't have many dedicated fans. And doing another reboot probably wouldn't go over well. But the Prime continuity has another advantage. The final episode of Omniverse left the comic with a perfect jumping off point, the intergalactic road trip. An intergalactic road trip provides the comic with the perfect setup for both more episodic adventures as well as an overarching story. It gives a great excuse for the comic to visit multiple new and returning alien homeworlds, making the comic more visually interesting, and creating a group of alien side characters for Ben and the gang to bounce off of. But speaking of Ben and the gang, who's going to be joining Ben on this road trip? With it being a continuation of Omniverse, Rook is a shoo-in, and with Ben also inviting Gwen and Kevin along, they're also guaranteed. I'm also going to add Grandpa Max to the roster, with him being probably the third most recognisable Ben 10 character, not counting aliens, and being Ben's mentor and a voice of reason for the group. It'd be hard to imagine a Ben 10 continuation not including him. That would take Ben's group up to a 5, which is about the perfect amount of characters for a comic like this. But I'm going to add a couple more anyway. I'm going to take a gamble here and say Blue Kitchen Dreamer will also be joining Ben too. This is probably a biased pick, as they're my favourite Omniverse characters, but I could really see them coming along. They add a unique style of comedic relief, while staying relatively unimportant in the general character dynamics and main story of the comic, fitting with their height. They'll fly under the radar in most situations, and it's pretty in character for them to come along. Maybe impress Luli or something. They could also have comedic sections similar to Archie Sonic's off-panel comics. Other side characters will probably be one-offs. People who are still on Earth, like Ben's parents or Kai, could appear through video calls back to Earth, or occasional appearances on alien planets if it fits their character. And characters like Rook's family could appear when their homeworlds are visited. Speaking of worlds, what will be the first stop on the intergalactic road trip? After an issue on Earth reintroducing the characters in the world, my guess is Ravonna, Rook's home planet. While this wouldn't be the most interesting place for the comic to start, it could reintroduce some side characters, such as Rook, Ben, and the rest of Rook's family. It could also be a great place for a low-stakes introductory plotline, possibly something to do with the incursion presence on the planet, or Fistrick. Probably not Fistrick, it won't be Fistrick most likely. It's not going to be fucking Fistrick. The next couple of locations will probably be new alien planets for both new and old aliens. If I had to guess which aliens' homeworld would appear, I would say Wrath and Feedback. Wrath is a fan favourite and we've already seen some other Apoplexians in OV, so there's a base for how the citizens of the world could act. And Feedback is Ben's favourite alien, so meeting other Conductoids could be interesting for his character. How would Ben feel if he met a full planet full of Conductoids? Would he be starstruck or would he treat them with a great respect? What would he do if he had to fight an evil Conductoid? Would he be more hesitant to act since it reminds him of Feedback? Or would he act more irrationally and angry, seeing someone so similar to Feedback act so poorly? But speaking of Ben's aliens, I'm not an artist or a character designer, so I can't give any visual concepts to new aliens, but I can suggest some new powers. But instead of that, I'm going to suggest you watch a better video instead. A video that inspired this one. Don't click off this video yet, it's not done. Watch the end of the video. Watch the end of the video, like it, subscribe, send it to everyone you know. Carve my name in your arm. Watch Dr. Wardy's The Missing Ben 10 transformations, because all of their suggestions are also mine. The only thing I can add is that Ben might unlock some of his reboot aliens, like Shockrock or Gax, which is his. I wrote the name of Vilgax's species in the script, I can't pronounce that, I'll put it on screen. That's his Vilgax transformation, is Gax. Speaking of Vilgax, which villains will show up in the comic? As I said, Vilgax will most likely appear, not as the main villain, but as a recurring side villain. I'd also count on other villains like the Vredals, Arbeto, or basically any other villain that could have a reason to leave Earth, or isn't from Earth, returning. These side villains could appear in more episodic issues of the comic, like one-off adventures. Every Ben 10 series has started with Ben encountering a new and unique threat he has to defeat. Classic was Velgax, Alien Force was the Hybrid, Ultimate Alien was Agagor, and Omniverse was Malware, so it would be hard to imagine the comic breaking that mold. I can't comment on character design, but maybe they'll be invading planets similar to the Hybrid or Incursions. This could even be a way of introducing Shockrock to the main continuity. His species, the Fulmini, I think that's how you say that, waged war against the rest of the universe. This would cause Ben and the crew to attempt to chase them from planet to planet in an attempt to catch them and reverse the damage they've done. It'd be a good motivator for the crew, and it would give us a chance to see returning homeworlds in an entirely new light under enemy rule. To finish this video off, I'll predict the main story beats of the first couple of issues of the comic, reintroducing the characters to us and introducing the new main villains. After deciding to go on an intergalactic road trip with Rook, Gwen and Kevin, Ben heads home to tell his parents about the plan. He promises to keep in touch with them and starts packing. Ben's parents inform Grandpa Max of Ben's trip plans, and he asks to come along. Ben says he thought Max wouldn't be too interested due to his age. Max says he's never too old to spend time with his family. The gang meets up at Plum HQ with their bags packed and ready to go. But Ben runs off at fast track, most likely having forgotten something at home. This provides a distraction for just long enough for Blue Kitchen Dreamer to sneak onto the ship, wanting a vacation for all their hard work at Plum HQ. Once Ben is back, the crew sets off on their journey, unaware of Blue Kitchen Dreamer's presence. But only once they start moving do they realise they haven't picked their first stop on the road trip. Kevin suggests Kuro's due to it having the best car show in the galaxy and his and Rook's relationship with the ruler of the planet. Ben suggests somewhere new, since the goal of the road trip was to see the universe that him and Rook just saved. Rook suggests Ravana, his home planet, saying that it's been a while since he's seen his family. The crew agrees and he charts a course for Ravana. Once they arrive, Blue Kitchen Dreamer reveal themselves by accident, most likely falling over each other, making most of the crew angry. Ben stops the gang from chewing them out and says if they wanted to come along, they should have just asked. Realising they have no reason to be that mad, the rest of the crew leaves the ship and goes to see Ravana. After spending some time with Rook's family, the crew hears reports of strange aliens moving throughout the night. Maybe Gwen notices a disturbance using a manor, or Rook hears something from his family. This sends the gang on a mission to find out what it is. After a stakeout, they find Incursion soldiers scrounging for supplies they may have left behind, or anything else they can steal. After easily defeating them, Max questions them about why they're here, as it isn't like Incursions to scavenge like this. One of them lets slip that they've recently lost a war with an alien species, fighting over a planet not far from here. They wasted all their resources fighting them, so now they have nothing left, forced to scavenge. Max presses them for the name of the species, but they refuse to say anything more out of fear. He arrests them and calls for backup to take them to the Plumber prison. After hearing about the planet in trouble, the crew decides their next location on the road trip then and there. They set off to the new planet, hoping to defeat the unknown alien threat waiting for them. I don't have a script for this outro, but thanks for watching, I guess. If you want to see those comic recaps, make sure to like and subscribe. My next video will probably be something similar. I mentioned I was going to make an Alien X power scaling video on Twitter, so that'll most likely be my next video. So if you want to see that, subscribe, as I just said. I'm going to say it 9 more times, so you fucking do it. I swear to God, subscribe now. See you guys next time, I guess. Bye.